Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time. Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Wasting space-time.
Time.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Wasting space-time.
Good.
I'm pretty good. A little tired.
Oh, how did you get your certification, Sydney?
Yes, I
I told you.
Yeah, I passed my certification, so
Let's
I'm
Yay.
no longer gonna be a temp. Gonna be
Yay.
hired on full time, which is good because that means
Congratulations.
a raise. Thank you.
Big hype.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, and we'll shout out. I was gonna ask how you guys have been the past few weeks since we last recorded too. But if you want to know, you can tune into Run Off Sentence podcast episode. What is
8.
it? 7, 8.
Yep.
And
Entitled
find
Dion
the
has
answer to your
COVID.
question. Yeah.
That's how the past couple weeks have been.
Yeah, Spotify put a so if you mention COVID at all in any titles or descriptions on Spotify, it automatically puts you a little learn about COVID-19.
Like a disclaimer,
Yeah,
yeah.
a disclaimer. So there's a disclaimer on it too. There's a big ass blue button. So yeah, you can't miss that episode.
The Joe Rogan warning. I remember before the show last time you were telling me you don't believe in COVID and you think the masks are fake and all this stuff, and
Yeah, they don't exist. Masks do not exist.
yeah.
I prefer the mask with the hole where you can smoke cigarettes and drink straws.
Yeah.
I prefer those
Yeah.
masks.
You need to have a built-in thing. How It's Always Sunny. Charlie and his mom had the bubble suits, and she had
yeah.
a bladder for cocktails.
Oh
in
yeah, she
hers.
had the hole so she could
Yeah.
binge drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I watched that show, but I can't remember what the hell you're talking about.
It's
Such
the
a good show.
Quarantine episode.
Yeah, and Charlie wears this big, huge, he calls it a bubble suit. It's like a hazmat suit, but the head is like a astronaut dome.
Yeah.
And his mom rigged a hole in it so that she could open beer bottles and stick it in the hole, and it would go through a straw that went to her mouth because she's an
It
alcoholic.
was like a camelback bladder.
Yeah.
If you've ever
I
seen
don't think
a camelback.
It's like the little backpacks with the water in them for
Yeah.
hikers. And
Right,
it has
I've
the
seen
little
those.
straw.
I don't think I've seen the episode.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha. My bad.
It's a good episode. One of my faves. Frank goes a little crazy. Who doesn't love a crazy Danny DeVito?
Hey, my wife just got home. Just 1 second. I'll cut the recording.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Wait, y'all are married? What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea. Well, congrats. I don't know how long ago that happened, but congrats. I had no idea. Holy shit.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you. It was 2 years ago, almost. It'll be
Damn.
3 in September.
Awesome.
Wish somebody would have told me.
Okay, well,
I had no-
just come here, Lo. Just come here. Say hi. I don't think I'd hear that. Say it again.
Hello.
Hello.
They said hi back. Yeah, I'm wearing headphones. I was the only person that experienced that.
You should keep that in.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, dudes. I'm back. What's going on?
Oh, you're good. What is cracking?
Nothing. I'm just drinking some water.
Hey.
I was a little bit thirsty. Not quite parched, but thirsty.
I just went to reach for my water and it doesn't exist. I don't know where I put it.
In the living room.
Oh, whoops.
So, rumor around town has it that you brought a story for today.
Yeah, this is a good one. I found a bunch that were pretty good, but some of them got really political for no reason. I was trying to find one that was just pure joy.
I'm ready.
I'll just read you the the headline, and I can get your reaction. Man regrets buying cockatoo after discovering it likes to sing Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Is that the song that was on like YouTube?
Yeah. Let the bodies in.
Yeah.
So someone taught that cockatoo that whole song. Like
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he said he bought it off of Craigslist, and when he got it home, he noticed that it would just sing it all the time.
So someone literally spent all of their time teaching that cockatoo that song.
For sure. And it says right here, like, repeatedly, like it would do it over and over again.
If you could teach a cockatoo one song, what would it be?
Something like weird, like the safety dance. No, that's kind of lame. I mean, that's the song Kick. Like, that song hits. That song is hard.
I feel like I would
That'd be a pretty cool one.
teach it. Who Can It Be? Men Down Under.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
like
feel
both
like
of
that
those.
would be a good one.
Oh, Master of Puppets by Metallica. That'd be cool.
Or maybe Africa. I feel like that one would be pretty funny too.
Oh,
I
that'd be a
feel
good
like
That would
one.
also
just
be funny.
any 80s songs. Like, oh shit. Imagine if you taught it to Rickroll people.
That would
Hey,
be
Polly,
awesome.
sing a meme.
You just teach
Sure,
it a bunch
she
of
lets off
memes.
Africa by Toto.
Yeah.
Hey, Polly, meme.
I still haven't come up with a song. I was thinking of like Daft Punk.
That'd be good.
Someone got mad at me recently for a Daft Punk take, and I mentioned you when I was talking about
Let
it.
me hear it. What?
I'm so sorry. We were listening. I can't remember what song we were listening to. But I was like, Daft Punk is super overrated, and Sydney's brother was like, what? He got really upset, and I was like, no, I appreciate the art, and like they like brought a whole entire genre to the U.S. I appreciate them as a group. I just am not into their music that much at all.
My
And then I
brother's
was
a
like,
big-
I know somebody else who's a really big Daft Punk fan,
Yeah.
and I know they would be disappointed by that take.
He's a big Daft Punk fan, and I think it all started with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because
What?
Giorno Giovanni is his name is from Daft
Giovanni
Punk.
Giorgio.
Yeah. If you didn't know,
Well, that's
JoJo's
cool.
Bizarre Adventure has a lot of most of
References.
most of the like the stand names and stuff come from like music and just like pop culture things. It's cool.
I like that.
One of the stand names is Green Day. One of the
Oh yeah,
main-
you guys were
yeah.
you were talking about that on the podcast a little bit.
Yeah, they have to censor it in the United States, which I think is funny as fuck.
Oh, because of the copyright infringement?
Yeah. So Green Day was turned into green tea, but there's a lot of like references in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Sorry, that's just my favorite anime. I love it so much.
All good. God, what was I saying? Oh, we were talking about the bird. Sorry. All right.
No, you're
It's
good.
okay, we got
My
it.
mind just left me.
You're good. We kind of took over. That was my bad.
Yeah,
No,
what
no.
song
That's what
would
this is
you
for. We're supposed to talk.
Teach it, James.
I gotta stop myself from like flicking through Spotify to like pick something. What if you could teach it like a rap that it could like sing and like beatbox like behind
Oh, dude, if I got
and,
that
and a little bird
cockatoo-
voice.
If I got that cockatoo to do 21 Savage, that'd be so cool. 21.
And you're just back there like.
Yeah.
and you
I'm
just
doing
do-
ad libs for the
Yeah,
bird.
For the bird, you do the ad libs.
And so
I
I
love
can
that.
see the bird like they like sway their head, but I can see it going like side to side. Like
I truly do not like birds. I'm sort of afraid of them, but I love when they do that with their head, when they like bob their head really fast. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
whoa, my mind came back. Okay, I was gonna say as a Daft Punk fan, I would actually agree. a little bit, Dion, because it was very strange. Like, I think it was Get Lucky. Get Lucky got popular, and like there was a whole bunch of like celebrity features on that like album. It was like legends, but yeah, it was really weird because it was always like a kind of underground like kind of I don't know, not like grunge, but you know that same kind of like we're down on the ground floor doing it ourselves. Like they were in like bars and clubs and stuff, like mixing stuff forever. So that's always kind of been the crowd they attracted, was like electronic and like dance people.
Yeah, and that's
And
like,
then,
I'm really into that stuff. But like you said, once it got super mainstream and like kind of like almost like took over a little bit, that's why I didn't really like it. Because like I knew what it like could have been if it wasn't touched at all. Like if they would have just kept doing what they were doing and it wasn't like touched by like, you know, all the famous people, and like, you know, it wasn't like the US wasn't like, oh, money, money, money. You know what I mean? Like it, like I like
they
that.
had me going. I thought they were gonna do something. Well, I guess they released Random Access Memories was the last album in 2013, and then it was last year, right, that they like disbanded.
I think so.
So there were
yeah.
like 7 years. Like oh god, another disappointment. Sorry. They did a live 2000. They did a live 1997 and a live 2007, which were their live concerts, like tours. And so logic in my mind all through school, as a young Daft Punk fan, was that they would do a live 2017.
Oh yeah.
That never happened, and they like released that like the album we were talking about, Random Access Memories, and then like dipped. Like they were at the Grammys that one time, like when they won, and then like I don't know, they pretty much disappeared, and then like 7 years later announced that they're no longer a band.
I mean,
Tragic.
they did a wonderful job on Starboy. I will say that.
I forgot about that. You're right. Yeah.
That was
phenomenal.
good. Yeah, I liked that.
Such a good job on Starboy. I'm a big Weeknd fan, so I absolutely love that album. It's my favorite album. They did such a good job with the beats on that.
I wouldn't call myself a big Weeknd fan, but I have heard a few songs on that album, and I did like them.
Oh, I love him. I saw him in concert, and that's really what made me a Weeknd fan. Like, he is such a showman. It's insane. Like, his concerts are amazing. And like,
I was about to I was about to say that I'd heard he was actually great in concert, and that's like something that I like was thinking of right now, but I realized it's probably freaking you on your other podcast that is where I heard you saying that The Weeknd was a great live show.
He is. Like, it's still
like you're the person that told me that, and I was about to tell you.
One of my favorite concerts I've ever been to is The Weeknd's Starboy. I saw him Starboy tour, and it was so good. I want to see him again for After Hours or Dawn FM, whichever one he does next.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I want to see him again so badly.
Do you want to hear a wild fun fact about me, James?
I do.
I've never been to a concert.
What, really? Is there a reason, or just happenstance? What?
Well, so I've always been into hip hop and rap, like heavily. The other genres I like frequent are metal and then like a lot of 90s stuff, but mostly I like really like rap and hip hop. So when I was younger, I always want to go see these rap artists, but since I was, like younger and I was raised in, kind of a rural area where rap wasn't really like appreciated very widely. I'll just say that. My mom would always be like, "You're not going to no rap concert." You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it was just like whenever people did come to my area, it was like people I didn't really want to see that much. And like I'm into like all kinds of music. I mean, there's only one genre of music I don't like, and that's modern post 2000s country music. I think it's garbage. It's just pop. Right. But anyway, I don't know. On top of like never really having the money to go to one, every time I wanted to go somebody I really, really wanted to go to, my mom would always be like, "No." And then once I got like, older and moved out, I just didn't ever feel like going to one, nor did I have money to go to one. But I will say, so I did attempt to go to well, actually, there was 3 attempts in my life to go to a concert. All failed. One was the St. Pablo tour. When Kanye West dropped The Life of Pablo, he came to, it was either Cincinnati or Columbus, and I got down on my hands and knees and begged my mother. I was 17 years old. I was like, please, can I please go to the Kanye concert? Please, I'm begging you. I'll do literally anything you want. Please let me go. And she's like, no, because I had just gotten my license and, all that. And I was like, fine, whatever, fine. And then all my friends went and posted videos, and he had a floating stage in the middle of the arena, and everybody was underneath it. It was some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. I was so mad. And then the second time I attempted, I bought Sydney Billie Eilish tickets a year in advance, a whole year in advance for her birthday.
Oof.
It was on my 21st birthday.
Yeah, and it's like $800. About like 4 tickets, went all out. And then literally COVID happened, and they canceled the concert. Yeah,
I was wondering what was coming.
The concert. And so, originally they postponed it indefinitely for like months and months and months and months. And then I got an email one day that just said, concert's canceled. And then Ticketmaster got a hold of me and was like, oh, by the way. So we bought them resale, because that sold out obviously in like 5 minutes. But I bought them resale, and I guess the original tickets were from Ticketmaster. I bought them from an unnamed company because I don't want to get in trouble for what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But so Ticketmaster was like, hey, we can't refund you because you didn't buy these tickets from us. And I was like, yeah. So I spent like almost all my money. I'm gonna need that back. And they were like, no, you actually have to pay the 2 to 4 people that you bought the tickets from, since they were the original buyers.
Oh my god.
So they were gonna try to get me to buy the tickets twice, basically. So then after that, I go to the company that I bought them from resale, and they say, oh yeah, so when COVID happened, we changed our terms and conditions. We don't give refunds for canceled shows anymore. So the terms and conditions I accepted were changed.
What the hell?
Yeah,
it
was
was canceled
disgusting.
all
so
of our
then
shows.
I had to join a class
and we can't
action.
get any refunds. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awful. I was so mad. So I had to join a class action lawsuit. Long story short, I got my money back. And then the third time, we were going to go to a weekend after hours concert on my birthday. And I don't even think it was COVID related. He just moved the whole tour. Like, he didn't cancel it. He just moved it.
Yeah, he's doing a Dawn FM and After Hours tour together now.
Yeah, he like dropped a new album and went, yeah, I'm not doing that tour anymore, but
It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
combined for both albums. I haven't looked at the tour dates for it, but I think it's happening in 2023.
yeah, I think so. It's in like
Yeah.
the summer now too, because originally it went through the winter.
Yeah,
But-
now he's changed it.
Sorry I went on a whole entire tangent there, but those are the 3 times I've attempted to go to concerts.
No, that's fine. I'm wishing you the best of luck with your fourth attempt
Yeah.
to attend a concert.
If this is a open letter to Kanye West and all of his team, if y'all go on tour for Donda, hit me up. I'll be the first person to buy a ticket. Just so y'all know.
I'm not gonna do a Kanye West impression, but hey, Dion, I got your message on the podcast. I want you to come to my tour.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's me as Kanye West as myself.
I like it. I appreciate it.
My first concert was a Cheetah Girls concert.
See, I'm jealous. I would have totally went to that.
He would have got, but Raven Simone wasn't there.
Oh, never mind. I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Never mind.
It was sad. It was only 3, not the 4.
I was trying. I don't have any clever names. I was thinking of something stupid like half spotted cheat. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna edit that one out.
Nah, bro, keep it in.
Okay, I'll do it. My first concert was, I don't know. Do you guys know Lights?
Lights?
Yeah, that's the artist name or band.
What genre is it? It sounds familiar.
It's kind of like poppy, like modern, modern pop, but also like alt pop, I guess. I don't know. It's not like huge. Like,
okay. I feel like I've heard that name before.
Anyway, what is the ex-ambassadors was also there, if that helps paint the scene any better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand now.
I saw Run the Jewels was probably the coolest people.
Oh, that's awesome. I like them.
I'd say
I like them too.
for me it was The Weeknd or Cage the Elephant. Cage the Elephant is
Ooh.
fantastic live.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So good. And they were on tour with Beck, which
Ooh.
ties
That
in
also sounds fun.
with
Yeah,
the
today's
topic.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it ties in perfectly, actually.
Did you have a story, Sydney?
Yeah, I have a story. I have been wanting to talk about
It would have been
this.
such a smooth transition into
It would have
Scientology.
been. I'm sorry. I can do it again.
This is perfect, actually, because I need to grab my water.
I've been wanting to talk about this for I believe it happened in January or something like that. But I don't know if you heard, the Killing Stone in Japan, it has split in two. And I don't know if you know about the legend of the Killing Stone or anything like that, but basically the Killing Stone is where supposedly the nine-tailed fox spirit was entrapped after she was killed. And it's said that anyone who touches the stone dies. And so it has now split, and they say the nine-tailed fox is loose.
I was wondering what that thing was that I saw last night.
Yeah, so
It looked like a demonic fox with 9 tails. That explains it.
exactly. It's not Kurama from Naruto, sadly. Her name was, I'm probably gonna say this so wrong, and I feel terrible. It is Tamimo no Mae, and she was known for shape-shifting abilities, and it centers around the Emperor Tabo, who reigned in Japan from 1107 to 1123. And she was known for her shape-shifting abilities, so she transformed herself into a beautiful woman and caught the eye of the emperor. As she grew closer to the emperor, he fell gravely ill, and a court astrologer used divination to determine that it was her who was the culprit. And once her plan was foiled, she fled into the wilderness, changing shapes to try and stay hidden. However, samurai sent after her eventually caught up to her, and when one of the warriors shot her with an arrow, her physical form was killed, so her spirit transformed into a stone. And like I said, if you touch the stone, you die, so it got its name as the Killing Stone. And basically she wanted to overthrow the emperor and become the ruler of Japan. And in Japanese folklore, the nine-tailed fox is an evil, destructive demon. Basically just a very destructive demon in their folklore, and it's very feared among them.
I gotcha.
So,
I'd heard about the stone breaking, but that was from you, and that was also the first time that I heard about it. I didn't know the the legend really of what was it, Tame no
Mae, I believe.
Tame no Mae.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, she is the nine-tailed fox spirit. So there's been a lot of memes about the nine-tailed fox being on the loose. I think it was around the same time that people were saying Annabelle was loose, or maybe that was a little bit before, but they were just joking that Annabelle and the nine-tailed fox are coming for us.
That's pretty wild anyway, though. Aside from the legend of the nine-tailed fox, the stone was just sitting there, just broke. I saw the picture of it. It just broke. It just was
split in two. Apparently it had been cracking a little bit, but one day someone just went up there and saw that it completely split in half. But I think it's insane how perfectly split down the middle it was. And there was also rope keeping it together. Not keeping it together, but it was kind of like a talisman. And they found the talisman, like, I think it was broke or it was, like, disappeared or something like that. And it was supposed to keep, like, the nine-tailed fox in the stone. And it was gone.
Yeah, whoever touched it's keeping quiet.
Yeah.
They don't want word getting back to Tomato May.
She's coming for whoever did it. Maybe someone, like, took the talisman off and then allowed her to break in and escape.
I like that. She's trying to... I don't know. Oh, the talisman's broken. Never mind. I was gonna say she's trying to get the talisman back. She just wants
I don't
to
think
restore balance.
I don't think she wants that talisman back. I think that would put her back in the stone or keep her, like, low-key for a bit.
Google, can you repurpose talismans?
Ninetales from Pokemon goes hard, so shout out.
Yeah, I didn't get the Naruto creature, whatever you referenced. But I was thinking of Ninetales, yeah.
Kurama, that's the name of the nine-tailed fox in Naruto. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen Naruto. You figure out his name, like, way later on. But he's a homie. Kurama's cool.
Oh, is it like, is it actually a spoiler to know the name?
No, not really. It's just like you learn his name and he becomes a homie. Like, you don't know his name until he becomes a homie. He's like, yeah, I'll tell you my name. Then you're like, hell yeah.
It's respectable.
Yeah, he's cool. I love Naruto. It's a good anime.
Well, I lost my article. What it was, you guys might have seen it. It was it was like a inscription from some kind of like newspaper from like 15 or 16 something, like 1500 something. And it was like describing a crop circle, and it was like, the devil has laid down the wheat in circular spiraling patterns. Well, that's fucking like the 40s or something, not 1500. I bet I honestly can't represent that accurately.
That voice was
yeah,
great.
anyway.
That was awesome.
So I hope you enjoyed that in lieu of the actual article.
I did.
The devil's laying down the wheat.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's crazy to think that, like, crop circles have been around for that long and there's, like, written records of it.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah, that is strange.
I mean, people always say that it's a prank, which it very well could be. Like, growing up in rural middle of nowhere, you know, your fun would be in going through cornfields and shit. So I definitely see playing the pranks on that. And,
right.
you know, maybe if you're bored in the 1500s, it's a pretty good prank to play.
I don't know. To me, like, crop circles are weird because, well, like, obviously some are hoaxes and stuff, but, like, it just seems so useless. It seems like, I don't know. Like, I grew up, if anyone, I would be the one to hoax a crop circle because I grew up in, like, farmlands, and I'm, like, really interested in, like, aliens and, like, I don't know. I feel like that would be, like, I'd be the kind of person to do that if anyone, but it just seems so, like, useless and, like, actually difficult to, like, push, like, a board around in perfect circles or something to, like, lay down. I don't know. And there's, like, I don't know. There's, like, really crazy, like, patterns you'll see where it'll be, like, woven where the grain, like, stalks come together and, like, weird stuff. I don't know. It's just very strange, yeah.
No, I definitely agree. Like, I don't think anyone could make that perfect of a circle. Like,
And I feel like a bystander would, like, because that probably takes by hand, like, months to complete.
yeah.
So, like, somebody would, at one point, would see you doing that and be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, somebody would have to see it. There's no way you're that, like, secluded that no one will ever see you doing that.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Right. I was thinking, because, like, I was thinking of, like, it being done overnight, which I thought, like, probably happens. But anyway, also, like, the farmer's probably not going to his field every day to see it. So you might be right that you would have more time to work on it before being like, oh, my gosh, look at this thing that popped up overnight.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
That makes sense.
But I don't know. There's definitely some weird ones. I'll say that.
Yeah, there is. I'm not saying there aren't aliens because honestly, my opinion is it's ignorant to think that we're alone in this universe that's continuously expanding and we haven't even explored like
Our own planet.
we've
all the
only
way.
we've only explored like a tiny bit of our solar system.
And the
So-
pyramids could not have been built by humans. I always bring up that argument. No
Ancient
shadow was built by
aliens.
humans. There's no way. I don't believe it.
Nah, I think it was humans. Being a stonemason,
think it
you
was.
can do some crazy
Yeah.
stuff, and they were like the experts at it.
And Egyptians had a lot of slaves.
To
I will say that.
Nah, they just used a command block, bro.
I don't know. It wasn't really like slavery though. They were like skilled like craftsmen. Like it'd be people that like trained like to carve stone and lay stone and stuff, and they were paid with like food and housing and whatever. And they also like in addition to like the logistical like being a job and stuff, like they also thought they were building like the huge like I mean if you're believing like regular Egyptology, which also is like probably as inaccurate as like the like aliens taught us how to psychically like raise stone with our minds or something. I feel like the story that like I don't know. I don't know what I was saying, and for that reason, I will continue.
No, I get what you're saying. I like working in construction. I mean, I see the masons working pretty much every day, and like I definitely think it's possible that humans could build those.
If anyone's interested and wants to see some crazy stuff, look up. I think it's called Coral Castle, and it's like megalithic site of big stone. If you don't know Latin, and this guy like put together all this stuff by himself, and he said he used like the techniques of the Egyptians, and he has video or maybe a video. He wrote a book about him like putting this together, but he was also lifting like huge like ton blocks and stuff. There's also a guy I saw on YouTube that he'd take a pebble and like a frame of wood that would like hold on to this block like a wrench, and then he would like he'd put like the pebble under this like massive like 10-ton stone or something, and he could move it like by rotating the big wrench thing around in like different ways. And he like recreated like a Stonehenge arch in his like backyard. So
Wow.
it's just to me it's more impressive that I love ancient Egyptian society. It was so interesting to me. I feel like they had it so much more together than us. Even like I don't know, like sure they probably did some like I don't know, like what like mummification and stuff seems pretty brutal to us now, but at least to have this coherent like ideology and like view of the universe where you can work together and like serve like a common good, and they did that, and they brought us science. They like alchemy comes from Kemet, the name for ancient Egypt. Alchemy turned into science and like it's just wild that ancient Egyptians were working on psychology, chemistry, all this stuff thousands of years ago. It's insane. It blows my mind. I love thinking about that.
And they worshipped cats instead of like
that's the shit I'm on.
white dudes, which was that's
Yeah.
a win in my book.
That's a fact. Also, I think it's really interesting to learn about like I think mummification, yeah, it seems a little brutal to us, but the whole process of it, I think it's really interesting, and how like their burials happened and stuff, and how they kind of tried to keep gravediggers, like grave robbers away and stuff with like curses. I don't know if you've like heard the story of King Tut's curse, which could be a future like topic. It's really interesting to learn about King Tut's curse and like what happened to everyone that like discovered his tomb, and like that whole story. I don't know if you've like read about that.
Yeah, I have. I'm not sure. Like, is the curse just kind of like? Well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe we should save that for an episode.
Yeah, I think
We could even
that's
just do like
really good one.
an Egypt episode.
Yeah,
I'd be down.
that'd be fun.
We could do it this episode. We're 40 minutes into the show.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm down.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we're gonna at least start Scientology today. I don't know if we get all the way through it.
Okay. I'll give you a segue. So anyway, the pyramids were built by aliens. Aliens are involved in Scientology.
They are.
That's absolutely right, Dion. Would you like to hear about that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, there are many levels to Scientology. Levels of rank, levels of truth, and levels of secrecy. Here's what you need to know first. Scientology is based on the idea of Dianetics, a process developed by L. Ron Hubbard to clear trauma and evil spirits from the human body. Their beliefs are centered on the idea of thetans, an immortal soul inside of us that is inherently good, omniscient, and capable of unlimited creativity. So what do you guys know about Scientology going into this?
I hope
So
what you're about to say is the same thing that I'm going to say. Go ahead.
you know, South Park.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say.
They did
I know what you're talking about. I don't watch that show, but I have seen that bit.
They did a whole episode about how Stan is the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard, and also the voice of Chef. He joined Scientology.
Oh, yeah.
And their beliefs on that kind of differed a lot. They were basically, the creators of South Park were like, you're joining a cult, and they were like more concerned about his like well-being and tried to get him out of it. And Chef did not like how they talked about Scientology, so he left the show. And there's also another they have the Scientology episode, but then they also have an episode where it's Chef's return, and he comes back after joining the Super Adventure Club, which is another like analogy to Scientology, and basically how they brainwash people.
And in the South Park episode, they put up like text on the screen as they were explaining the story of
Yes.
Scientology, and it was like big, bright, flashing text that said this is actually what they believe in, as they were like animating all these aliens and stuff. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane when we get to that part. This whole thing was so interesting. Like, I don't know, like I didn't know much about Scientology. Just like hearing that they're a cult and stuff, like going into this. At first, I thought it'd be like, oh, it'd be so exciting and ballsy to interview a Scientologist on this show. And then, like, as I learned about Scientology to a deeper level, and it was like, oh, well, this is just going to be some, like, emotionally distraught, like, abused person who, like, doesn't realize their, like, place in life. And, like, like, that would not be fun. That's not, like, there's plenty of people, like... Yeah, so
Yeah. They use cult-like tactics.
yes, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go through some of the more basic beliefs here. They divide the mind into the reactive mind, which stores pain and trauma, and an analytical mind, which is like the rational part of our consciousness. So that's like almost like a EQ and IQ, I guess.
Okay.
Like emotional and what, you know. The reactive mind also stores engrams, which are, that's a like Scientologist term. They're like an embodiment of mental images that aren't readily available to your conscious mind. So it's like picture like a stain on your psyche. Like they can be accidental or be intentionally put into you by a thetan who has gone evil and wants power. Those engrams are called implants if they're implanted onto you by a thetan. Are you guys following this all right?
Yes.
Okay, engrams accumulate through your day-to-day life, becoming painful and debilitating. Engrams bring you away from your true self, turning you bitter, apathetic, ill and neurotic. To become a better and more full person, you need to clear yourselves of these accumulating engrams. A clear thetan is an immensely powerful person, while someone who hasn't been through years of auditing is pre-clear. A clear person is essentially, they have transcended humanity. They have ranked up. They are level 99 and you're level 1 noob.
It's so wild, dude.
A pre-clear person is a measly little regular human like us, like all the rest of us.
Damn.
Yeah, still affected and living a life clouded by their engrams.
I definitely see some like kind of taking from Buddhism in this, kind of like how you want to become a higher self and how you kind of like you know what I'm saying? How like Buddhism.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But it also sounds like they are trying to take advantage of like mentally ill people.
I almost
Not like take
Yeah.
advantage like necessarily, but I definitely
Well, no.
see,
I wasn't taking issue with that.
Yeah.
You're definitely right. But also, I don't know. I guess like I was gonna say, maybe it wasn't intentional. I think L. Ron Hubbard was kind of like I don't know. He ran it like a business, and like he said all this shit about like pretty much doing it to make money. But like also, it seems like he did like believe what he was saying and thought that he was like the one that was smart enough to put like life together and distill it to these simple concepts of like what really happened. Maybe he wrote the story and then like tricked himself into believing it, which is like also something we'll get into later. But I don't know. It's all very interesting, but kind of weird.
So does he kind of think of himself as like the divine human, like kind of like with Christianity, how like the Pope has the direct line to God? Does he think he has like the direct line to like the divine being, whoever? I don't know exactly like not who, but like what they worship or like what they think, if they even have like a God in this religion.
Yeah, from what I've seen, like it seemed like he was like venerated more as like a leader instead of being like I don't know, because it is so culty and he is such like in a powerful position, or was when he was alive, and they definitely treated him like a god, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think the belief was that he is like an actual god. It was like, Mr. Hubbard, you've transformed my life with your Scientology. Like I don't know. It's very I have so many thoughts on this. It's hard to like.
You're all good, dude.
It's good. I was just curious because I know with not a lot of cults, but some cults, like they see themselves as the leader is like the divine being, not divine being, but the divine human who has like a direct link to God. So I was just didn't know if he himself thought he had this direct link to whatever God, or I know they had aliens is very much embedded into this, if it was like an alien that talked to him, or like where he got his theories
you are not
from.
going to believe it. I'll just tell you that.
All right.
But another thing I remembered I was going to say was that they do treat him almost like I don't know what you say, like it's not religious leader, like cult leader. Like obviously they treated L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology. Yes, obviously they treated him like a cult leader. But what I'm trying to say is that like Dianetics, the first like book on this system that transformed into the system and churches of Scientology. Like in Scientology, that book of like Dianetics is referred to as like book 1, like the beginning of a new age, an age of Scientology and like human freedom. So it is like that, where he was like the one that wrote the book. So they see him through that lens. But I don't know, like highly respected. But I'm not sure if he thought or believed that he had like a more direct link with God or something, or if it was like he this came to him, the system. I'm gonna wait. I gotta hold on to it. It's so good. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
losing it over here.
I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of us right here. I was just curious.
No, you're good. Okay, where was I? The person, pre-clear person, they move towards being clear through a process called auditing, which is like the system of Dianetics explained how to audit a person, and the like foundations set up by that like system, like literally just transformed into like the churches of Scientology, and it kind of seems like it was to make money. But anyway,
Basically.
I mean, with it being called auditing, it just immediately
Ironic, yeah.
thinks of like, a financial audit.
oh shit, that's true. They're like, I don't know, are you rich enough to be a good person? Let me find out.
Yeah.
But okay, a pre-clear person is subject to questioning in an attempt to recognize and clear the engrams from their body. It's first done by another person, sometimes using a device called an e-meter to help recognize engrams as they like converse through and try to find like an engram in the person. So they'll be talking through a few like various things, and the e-meter will read like a change in capacitance across the surface of their skin, which just kind of happens. It happens to plants and animals. There's like a kind of like electromagnetic static. It's just like a system of the body that we don't really like have. Like, it seems like it's just random is what I'm saying. It's just random like changes in your skin conductance, and like if you measure that and imagine that it means something, like you're gonna notice when it happens, I guess.
I mean, they did this and they did that in It's Always Sunny. Remember when they were doing the pyramid scheme to sell the berry smoothies? They had that stress meter, and it was just a thing where you had on the two metal bars, and they'd go, "Oh no, you're at 200," and they're like, "200 what?" And they're like, stress. That's bad." It's like reminds me of that.
It also. Sorry.
I either had a concussion or I did not like finish that show because I do not remember that.
I was also gonna say.
Sorry, Sydney. What were you saying?
This seems. I keep saying cult, but they do use cult-like tactics, and just like reading this, learning about this, it sounds like they're basically asking questions to get dirt on people, so they have that dirt or their secrets, and they can hold it over their head to get them to not leave the church.
Right.
It seems like when they try to recruit people in.
That is, that's true, and that's one of the levels of truths. The information taken during auditing, like, would be stored and available to, like, the Church of Scientology to use against you if they needed to.
Yeah.
Like anything you admitted to during your therapy sessions. But on the other end, it was like therapy sessions. Like if you're talking through a person trained to analyze and like recognize like the signs of like trauma in you, I think even if you're going through this flawed system, it would be beneficial to the people sitting and thinking, like really trying to introspect on like why something they're talking about like bothers them. Like that seems like that would be healthy and good for a person, even if like this whole system is kind of insane.
I mean, yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good part, but like
it sucks that it's all being recorded and kept by a church.
I mean, it's the fact that they could use it against you at any time is when the problem comes into play, because like you go and see a therapist and they take notes, they write things down, but they're never gonna like hold it over your head if you try to go to a different therapist, like,
or
hey,
share it with anyone, because that's illegal, I'm pretty sure.
I want to leave, but I don't think it applies to Scientology, the church, that they can't share this information or use it against you in any way.
I still would like to talk to a few different Scientologists and kind of see like what the vibe is, you know?
I'd pay a lot of money to talk to at least one.
It makes, well, there's a couple churches pretty close to us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was totally possible. I was gonna like wait outside and find someone like.
Yo.
Anyway, yeah, but like to catch the vibe, because like I don't know, you can talk to a few different people of any group and you'd be like, oh yeah, well this like these people kind of seem like this, so that's why they like maybe believe or more inclined to feel this way or something. But like the vibe with Scientology really only makes sense if your parents like brought you up learning this as like the way of life. It's like a weird leftover component from like an older era of like scamming people. Like I'd like to think, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think that Scientology wouldn't work if you started it today, but I don't know.
I think it depends on how charismatic the leader is. 'Cause I keep bringing it back to cults, but it's because I see a lot of cult-like tactics, and I do really enjoy listening to another podcast that's basically just talks about cults and like the tactics that they use to bring in like followers and like keep them in their cult. And a lot of it depends on how charismatic the leader is. So I feel like in today's age, if there was someone that was very charismatic, and they would get followers for sure.
I don't know. To me, though, like, to me, Scientology is, like, bigger than a cult. Like, if we were talking about cults, I picture, like, something else not so visible. But there's a church of Scientology in every, like, major city, and, like, public figures, and, like, I don't know. It just seems bigger than it should be.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's basically, it's kind of like the it's almost like the Apple or like the Google of religions. Like it's like strictly
Right.
business.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Like they own a lot. Well, I don't know if they do now. I haven't like kept up with them obviously, but I know at one point in time they owned like a good bit of like Hollywood. Like a lot of stuff in Hollywood
Yeah.
had to go through Scientology before it was able to go out.
I think LA, too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a religion. But also with that podcast, there are a lot of different cults, and they kind of look at it as kind of makes that a cult is like the tactics they're using to get their followers
Mm-hmm.
and keep people in their church, because a lot of them are kind of like churches. They're not being
Yeah.
called cults at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just see a lot of similarities between a lot of other cults that I've learned about, and learned their history, what they did, how they kept their followers. And like I said, I just keep seeing parallels between them. And
I do agree with what you were saying about like how you need a charismatic leader, because that I feel like that is the one thing that like differs this from like straight up being like cult. Like you said, they definitely use like cult like tactics, but if you look at like Jim Jones was a pastor, right? If you look at this, L. Ron Hubbard was just a science fiction writer. Like he really did not.
yeah, but I think it's like evolved more.
Well, yeah,
to
obviously.
where they're leaders. I mean, I know they're not leaders, but kind of like the draw to people are the higher level celebrities that they have
Yeah.
in their cult, and those are kind of like the charismatic leaders that
Mhm.
they have to draw people in. Because
That's a good point.
I mean, you hear like Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, and you immediately want to check it out. I mean, Tom
Mhm.
Cruise's fans are probably like, yeah, I'll join Scientology since Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
Right.
So I think they've kind of, it's like they look at it like a business. And since L. Ron Hubbard's gone, their leader, they don't have him to draw people in. They have their celebrities.
Yeah.
And
That's a good point.
there's a good amount of them, and they can get their fans to come to them and join the Church of Scientology.
Their new leader seems like an even bigger dirtbag than L. Ron Hubbard, David Miscavige.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to him.
Honestly, you guys sound pretty pre-clear. You sound like you're clouded by a lot of Ingrams. think you guys need to go through some auditing, all right? You're giving it a bad name.
As a clear thetan speaking to you right now, your words don't faze me.
Oh, no.
So try again.
I'm the one that's pretty clear. Some comic relief for you there. I've been waiting to say that one.
Yeah, we're all pretty clear, TBH.
Damn.
Yeah.
PC. I was talking about the electrodermal activity on the skin that the e-meter reads. Since it isn't controlled, this is just the last bit of that part. Since it isn't controlled by the conscious mind, some believe it can be used to detect more pure unconscious feelings we have but might not be aware of. And the science is not there for an e-meter being like a useful tool to discover like things that affect you like that. But that I'm really interested in like Jungian psychology and that idea of like analyzing what you can see to find out what's being said that you can't immediately see. Like, I don't know. Do you guys know anything about that?
So,
Jungian psychology?
I don't, but I
do not.
I practice.
I was in a union once. Sorry,
I'm
go
kind
ahead.
of a pagan here. I practice witchcraft and stuff.
That's surprisingly like the same vibe. Yes.
So yeah, kind of practicing like mindfulness and just meditation and kind of picking up on energies that are not seen, but I don't know how to describe it. I just get like vibes off of things. Like I can't really describe it. Like people give off certain energies and like some energies are more draining to me that I don't want to be around or like.
Hey, I'm with you. Let's do an unseen forces and vibes episode.
So like I kind of understand that. Like I feel like we give off energy that can't be seen, but I feel like if you not practice enough, because I feel like some people are more adept to picking up on those signals and picking up on the vibes that people give off.
Sorry, wrap up your thought.
No, you're fine. that was just it. But like I feel like you can practice to like pick up on that energy.
Okay, yeah, what I was gonna say was,
I do believe we give out energy.
As a pagan, so like or whatever you said, witchcraft, I understand like the weird like labeling thing, but have you used to like a pendulum, right?
I do have a pendulum, yes.
Okay, have you like,
so it can answer yes or no questions, so it will go one direction for yes and one direction for no, and it will like swing back and forth or swing left to right as like either yes or no. And I kind of use it when I'm trying to talk to my spirit guides, if I feel like they're giving me any signals or stuff. Like angel numbers are really important to me, so if I keep seeing the same number, like I've been seeing 444 a lot.
No shit. Oh my god, my wife is going to shit her pants when she hears this. Literally the same sentence you just said, like angel numbers mean a lot to me. I see 444 every day. Like that's her every day when I get home is like, "Oh, it's 444." Haha. And like, "Oh, look at that." Like we'll be like going somewhere and it's like, "Oh, the address is like 444 East Main Street or whatever." Like all the time. Literally 444.
That's mind-blowing. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've been seeing 444 a lot. Like,
Yo.
every time I look at my phone, it's always like, I'll always see 444, like, looking at the time. Or, like, I'll be going on a road and I'll get on, like, Route 444. Or I'll just see it on a billboard and a phone number. Like, I've been seeing 444 a lot.
Blake Maislin.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I really like using tarot cards to like talk to my spirit guides more than like the pendulum.
Okay. Yeah. I like Lil's also really into tarot and stuff. You guys are gonna have to talk.
Yes.
Anyway, what
shout out to shameless plug. Shout out to my Twitch stream. If you donate $6.66 on any of my streams, Sydney will do a tarot card pull for you. Sorry, continue. Shameless plug.
No, plug away. I'm actually a happy customer. I can recommend the service.
Thank you.
I've
Sorry. Been working on getting better. No, it's okay. Still not the greatest tarot reader, but I've been working on getting better.
Aren't we all?
Yes.
All right. What I was gonna say about the pendulum was, I think the pendulum is pretty, like, I don't know, if you got to use it for like a second to figure it out, but I think that's almost like, I don't know, I think that could change someone's mind, because you can do that and start to see that like it generally works and is generally accurate.
True.
And to me, the same thing that makes the pendulum work, like I don't know, we have like half of our brain is silent, and we're like the loudmouth idiot half, and there's a whole other half to each of us that's doing most of the hard work and keeping track of everything.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like practicing mindfulness and like meditating. It's kind of like you get to digest your thoughts and kind of just let them pass. So kind of like if stress comes, you can just be like, okay, there's stress, and then you let it pass.
If you have some good meditations, that can be like psychedelic.
Yeah, it can be. I've kind of been out of practice because I had a whole thing with my stomach, so that was a whole situation, but I've been wanting to get back to practicing that and just practicing mindfulness and everything.
I'm no poser. It's been forever since I've meditated too, but if you meditate for like a week, if you force yourself to do it for what, like, I say like 20 minutes, or like, if you don't have...
I say like 10 minutes. Like I do 10-minute guided meditations, and those help my like conscious so much.
Do you want to shout out the app you use?
I use Calm. Calm is really good.
Come on, they can pay us. We're not giving free shout outs to apps.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she doesn't use that app.
I would just like to say, like, they do really have good guided meditations on there if people want to try it.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I've used that app too. When an engram is found, you'll be asked more questions to get to the root of your trauma and talk through it until the engram is no longer present. As you rank through the church, you are eventually taught how to audit yourself. The goal is to become clear and reach the rank of Operating Thetan. There are multiple OT levels and even more above that, but each level is surrounded by more secrecy, like as you go up.
So it gets more secret the further you get into the church?
Kind of just by the structure of it. So like the people at the top are the people who are heavily invested, and like even if you don't believe a fucking word of it, you're gonna be like pissed that you're not gonna give out the message for free after spending like your entire life's worth on it. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't. So like I don't, just by nature of like, you got to be more invested to get up higher than that. Those are the people who aren't going to leak like much information out.
Yeah, I get that.
There are 8 dynamics, which is kind of like they explain it like urges, like you have a urge for self, like to survive as oneself, and you have an urge or a dynamic of creativity, of group survival, of species, of life forms, of physical universe, of spirituality, and of infinity.
So is that like what they believe like makes up like a person?
It's kind of like what's like necessary, and I think you can view it almost as like it's not. Pavlov was the dogs. Is it like Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Actually, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. No?
I don't know.
All right. If you know, you know.
I've heard of it. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So
I just don't know if that's the correct name. I'm sorry.
Right, good. I think I think that it would be like comparable to that. To like, where first you have to master dynamic of self and like of creativity, and then soon you're mastering your dynamic of species, and you're mastering your dynamic of the spiritual universe and spirituality. And I don't know like what really because they describe them as urges, the dynamics, and the last one's infinity, God, the supreme one, the allness of all, which like I understand, I feel that too, but is that an urge? Like I don't get.
Like
That's wild.
an urge that you are God.
Yeah, like
the supreme one.
I don't know.
Like we all have that.
I guess maybe it's just like different levels you could like perceive your life on, from self to species to physical universe to infinity. But yeah. Anyway. Lafayette Ronald Hubbard. Is that how you guys would say Lafayette?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just loved how calmly you said it. Like, I love this man.
An old friend of mine, Lafayette Ronald Hubbard, was a sci-fi writer and fantasy author, publishing from 1934 until his death in 1986. Guinness World Records. He's got 2 of them for one most translated works, translated into 71 languages, and he's also has the most works published by one author. You ready for? Did you guys see the number? You wanna guess?
Yeah.
If you
That's a lot.
yeah. Okay. Well, somebody guess 1,084 because that's the number.
I'm thinking, what was it? I'm gonna guess 1,084.
Duh, you got it. That's crazy.
Oh,
Dion,
shit.
how did you do that?
Let's go. Yo, that is a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't even like picturing like there's no like analog in society of like a popular sci-fi writer like that. So I'm trying to picture how this happened. That there can be like how do you take a sci-fi writer starting a religion seriously at all? Like anyone ever? Like I don't get how it. I guess you can convince a few people with money until people start taking you seriously, and then expand, which is I guess what he did. But that's just crazy to me.
It's wild to think about too, because like Stephanie Meyer wrote 4 books and never has to work
Right.
a day in her life for the rest of her life, and this dude wrote 1,084 pieces of work.
I also think it's crazy that he wrote 1,084 pieces of work, and the only thing I know him for is being the founder of Scientology.
That
Yeah.
too. I didn't even think about
I
that.
don't know any of his,
He was cranking them out
like
though.
any of his like work.
Yeah, for real.
Like if I'm thinking of a sci-fi like fantasy writer, I'm gonna think of like H.P. Lovecraft. I'm not gonna think of L. Ron Hubbard.
This dude's like the Jake Paul of sci-fi writing. He's absolutely pumping out content. Just can't stop.
I'm not sure if I included it in here, but there was a point where he was like he was making like pennies like a page or something. What, you write like 300 pages and that's like $3 the publisher pays you or whatever?
Wow.
It was like stupid deal. I don't know how he was even sustaining himself like that. But
No wonder he wrote so much.
Yeah, for real. Maybe.
I think it was Scientology where he like really started making money.
Oh, okay.
So, just to paint the scene, I gotta piss so bad. I will be right back, you guys. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're
That's
good.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too.
So he had a military
I didn't know he was in the
career?
military.
I
Holy
didn't
shit.
either. He was in the Marine Corps.
He was a lieutenant.
So he was pretty high up in it, and he was a World War II veteran.
He got the World War II Victory Medal, American
feel-
Campaign Medal.
I feel like with the military career, like with him being a World War II vet, and I guess getting like a lot of awards for it, like that could boost his ratings and have people more trusting of him when he started a religion.
And I mean,
Kind of add to the charismatic like leader part, like
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's a good point. But also, I mean, he definitely could have learned a lot about how to really get into people's mental.
Strong
being
arm
in
people.
the military.
I mean,
Shout out to the people who serve our country, but I'm just saying.
I mean, it says he was.
Some people can get really fucked up.
Oh, he was in the Marine Corps Reserve, but that probably means he went through like.
I think he was in the Navy too.
That probably means that he went through like the Marine Corps training. So yeah, I feel like he definitely knew how to like break down people. Because I knew it was especially like bad back in the day for boot camps, like what they were allowed to do and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he probably knew how to like break down people and like build them back up.
Yo. He was born on my mom's birthday and then died on my birthday. What the fuck?
So
That's weird, dude.
he's a Pisces. I feel like, hang on.
That's kind of creepy a little bit. Kind of spooked.
All right, dudes, I'm back.
Hello.
While you were gone, we just found out that L. Ron Hubbard was born on my mom's birthday and then died on my birthday.
Ooh.
Spooky. What? We were just going through his military career.
Yeah, you like what you see? Did you, these sections, yeah, I was going to explain this to you. Reading about Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard was so freaking draining that I came to a point where I said, okay, I'll just put Wikipedia links in the document and then we can read like a part of it. Because it was like, oh my God, why is this world like this?
Yikes.
But I tried to include stuff that was like funny or whatever here. Anyway, so what'd you guys see about his military career?
He won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
And he was only in it for 4 years.
I was talking about how kind of like to add to the charismatic leader when he first created like the Scientology, kind of how if someone sees that you're like a World War II veteran, especially like in this time, and that you have like awards and stuff, I think that adds more to like someone would be more trustworthy of you because they know that you served and that you're a veteran and you have all these awards. So I feel like that was kind of not to say to his benefit, but like definitely to his benefit when he was founding the church.
And the military can sometimes be notorious for like giving like people some really bad mental health issues, like, you know, really attacking people at the mental level.
Okay, I would just like to
Can be
say,
notorious. Not saying that happens to everyone, but
I did look this up because I saw his birthday. It's March 13th, which means he's a Pisces. There are a fair amount of cult leaders that are Pisces zodiac signs. Sorry, I like to kind of like explain things with zodiac signs and people's personalities, and I think that's a great way to describe people is their zodiac signs.
I'm with you on that one at least. The Pisces being cult leaders, that checks out.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys see about where he was opening fire on Japanese submarines that weren't there, damaged like the ship, and like got sent to shore, removed from like what a goofball, right?
what the?
Did you guys see that? You want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't see it.
I gotta find it. Hey, I got it.
Oh, okay. Make sure I'm looking at the same thing. Is it when was he trying to surface a submarine? Was he like shooting at a submarine? Is that what it was?
I don't think I found it yet. What are you guys
You're
looking
It
old.
at?
says that
He intended to force a submarine to surface so that it could be attacked by the surface vessel's guns. He reported that his vessel had seen oil on the surface and asserted that the blimps had seen air bubbles, oil, and periscope. Through the blimp's own reports did not corroborate this. No wreckage was seen despite the heavy depth charging sustained some minor damage and 3 crew were injured during the incident when the ship's radio antenna was accidentally hit by gunfire.
I think that's a different part.
Yeah, it might be.
Well, the gist here is he kind of sounds like a mess. I think I found the part that I was looking for. The incident attracted the attention of the Naval High Command as there had been a verified Japanese submarine attack against Fort Stevens about 50 miles further north in June 1942, blah, 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 blah. Hubbard claimed to have definitely sunk, beyond doubt, one submarine and critically damaged another. His view was not shared by his superiors. After reviewing the action reports and interviewing Hubbard and the other commanders present, Admiral Frank Jack Fletcher, that's what an American name, noted, an analysis of all reports convinces me that there was no submarine in the area. Fletcher also noted that there was a known magnetic deposit in the area in which depth charges were dropped. The clear implication was that Hubbard had been targeting the deposit all along.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's
This dude was wild.
Right. He was, just picture like a commander shooting at submarines that no one else sees.
I saw also like in the part where apparently he won he got like Purple Hearts and like Navy commendation medals, but they're actually, so when we were looking at like the awards he won, there was nothing like Medal of Honor, like Purple Heart or anything on there, the ones that he won.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down and look at claimed medals, apparently he was awarded a Purple Heart and a Navy commendation medal. He stated, and there's apparently proof and pictures that he won 28 medals, but when he came out of the military, they said he only had 21, and he like shared a photograph with Scientologists of all the medals that he won, and apparently said that the missing 7 were awarded to him in secret because the Naval High Command was embarrassed that he'd sunk 2 Japanese submarines in the United States, in quotes, backyard.
So yeah, like I was saying, it was kind of a way to like get people to trust him. Not like I'm saying he did this to get people to trust him, but he definitely used it as like a way to show people that like, hey, I have medals, like you can trust me, I'm a war veteran.
Well, that thing,
Not saying like all veterans do this, but like I
Wild.
definitely think he used it as a way to like promote himself.
yeah. That thing about how 16, what I'd seen, I think I'd seen like 16 actual like medals that he like showed someone, and then like I'd heard claim different numbers. I think I've heard like 21, but you said like 28 or something, right? Well, anyway, just this like variance in the facts. There's like a L. Ron Hubbard Scientology version of reality and like the actual real reality that we live in version of the facts.
Yeah.
And writing, like going through all of this, it was like that for everything. Where like there's literally like we have opened 11,000 churches, and like the number is actually probably like closer to 3,000 and stuff. Like they're making stuff up about like their growth, like new churchgoers and stuff, and like growing numbers, which is like their thing. They're constantly like touting their growing numbers, and it's just not real.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. On the other hand, maybe this guy's freaking right, and the Navy's like holding his medals in secrecy or whatever. Maybe he's right about everything.
That is just so nuts, bro. I just did the math. If there were 11,000 like Scientology churches, that means there's 200. If they're like not all in like California, obviously, but that would be 220 per
But
state.
Oh,
I was about to ask, since his work was translated into 71 languages, is the Church of Scientology like worldwide, or
Right.
is it just US based?
that's what I was gonna say. It is like counting their numbers of how many churches and stuff. That was like including worldwide, but
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
But I
Good
think
point.
I'm just making this up honestly, but I think the number I saw of like overseas like churches was like maybe like 300 or something. Like there's such a variance in the numbers that like it doesn't even really matter what number I say right now because it probably wasn't accurate anyway. Like you'll see like Wikipedia will have like one statistic. The Scientology page will have like another statistic. You'll find like a YouTube comment of like someone like breaking down like math and whatever, like, and they'll have like a third answer. So like a whole ton of this stuff was like disputed at the very least.
That is so wild.
So it seems like it's very North American based from what I'm seeing, like in Canada and the United States. But they do have like countries where Scientology is recognized as a religion, and then from the map that I'm looking at, which is Wikipedia, so it might not be the most accurate, but there are countries where Scientology is considered a cult.
Huh.
What does that is that like a legal classification, or what does that mean?
I'd have to like
Or just maybe instead of being like an official like church or whatever, they're like allowed, or I don't know.
So Argentina is one of the countries that recognizes it as a cult. So just from the status, it says no known recognition as a religion. As of 2012, it was officially recognized as a cult. So I think maybe it's kind of like here where we recognize like religions and like they get, not saying it would get tax exempt, but kind of like they put status on certain religions, and the status that they put on Scientology was a cult in that country.
That kind of sounds similar to like how the U.S. government classifies the Insane Clown Posse fan base as a gang.
Yeah.
It sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like they have applied to have like religious status in other countries. Like Belgium, they applied for status to be recognized as a religion, and Belgium refused it.
Damn, I didn't even know you could do that.
Refuse a religion?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know you could, like, apply to be, like, a religion, like, be recognized as a religion. I was unaware that there was a whole system, like, recognizing them. That's kind of interesting.
You have to, like,
I didn't know that.
to apply to be recognized as a religion. In the United States, basically, you're applying to get tax exempt.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
yeah.
I
So
think
you can build those 5,000 square foot churches.
Yeah, I don't...
For free.
Well,
not for free, but tax free.
Exactly, like, other countries, like, process that they go through and everything, but I think it's kind of like, instead of being accepted as a religion, they were labeled as a cult instead of, like, a religious group.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say that because I don't really know, like, what their status is to go through to apply to be a religion, like how they decide what a religion is, what a cult is.
Yeah.
I don't know those labels.
I think it goes to like a board or like one very smart person. They're like, nah, this is not a real religion.
I know,
like, for a fact.
Yeah, for real.
In the United States, like, they'll investigate to see how
when
many,
you said
like,
investigate, I pictured like Sherlock Holmes with like a magnifying glass up to his eye.
Yeah, for real. Going.
Carry on. Sorry for that.
like they'll come and check out like I think you have to have like a place of worship, and they'll come and see like how many followers you have, and like I think like the day-to-day like operations and like just everything that the religion does, and like they'll study like the scriptures, I'm pretty sure, and like just like check to see that it's actually like a religion, not like someone's just making this up and like
I like to imagine you go
they
in
want
and like,
tax exempt things.
yeah, I like to imagine you just go in with your phone and show him the blue check next to your name on Twitter, and the guy just does and just stamps it and goes, "Here you go."
I kind of think of like
Sir, yes,
a
sir.
Bob's Burgers a Bob's Burgers episode where they're trying to save an aquarium and they like are trying to pass it off as like a church so it can be tax exempt and like kept open.
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, it's an episode.
Sounds like something someone would do in America. So
But it kind of like discusses how like they go and look into the churches and see what they're doing and like how they have to apply to be tax exempt and like they'll review everything. And I'm pretty sure you have to have like some kind of scripture written to be considered like a religion in the United States.
That would make sense.
Yeah, and you have to have like some followers and stuff.
that could be a whole episode by itself.
Yeah.
Like that process, I would love to deep dive into like how that process goes.
The legality and official ins and outs of religion.
Yeah. We might have to two-part the Scientology episode. I didn't realize what time it was. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what
I've been having way too much fun.
We'll just finish. I have a quick aside here. I'll just run through. It might be it's an interesting end to the episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
Interesting into part 1 of 2. Part 1 of 2. Scientology, wasting space time.
Hey.
You ever hear of Jack Parsons, the rocket engineer?
The name sounds familiar.
He was born Marvel Whiteside Parsons.
Whoa, what a name. That's awesome.
I think, Jack Parsons sounds pretty cool. Marvel Whiteside is, wow. Anyway, he's an American rocket scientist, chemist, and I think it's Thelamite. It's Alistair, what is it, Crowley or Crowley? Do you know, Sydney?
Sorry, I was reading about the cult like status and other things. You're talking about Crowley, right? Crowley, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I know him.
Act
He's
like you care.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm just joking. Is it? What do you say, Crowley or Crowley? That's all I ask.
Crowley.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne says Crowley, so I'm assuming it's Crowley.
He's like.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who he is?
No.
He's like the cultist, like father. Like he brought like occultism and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jack Parsons is he was like an occultist of like the Thelamite religion or whatever, like that Aleister Crowley like made as like the way forward. Anyway, Parsons was one of the principal founders of both the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the Aerojet Engineering Corporation. He invented the first rocket engine to use a castable composite rocket propellant and pioneered the advancement of both liquid fuel and solid fuel rockets. The JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, is a federally funded research and development center and NASA Field Center in the city of La Cañada, Flint Ridge, in California. Yeah, all right. That's just a little bit, so you have Jack Parsons in your mind. Hubbard's life underwent a turbulent period immediately after the war. This is like 45?
Yeah.
According to his own account, he was abandoned by family and friends as a supposedly hopeless cripple and probable burden upon them for the rest of my days. His daughter Catherine presented a rather different version. His wife had refused to uproot their children from their home in Bremerton, Washington, to join him in California. Their marriage was by now in terminal difficulties, and he chose to stay in California. And then was like, my family abandoned me, when he moved away from them after the war. Anyway, in August 1945, Hubbard moved into the Pasadena mansion of John Jack Whiteside Parsons, a leading rocket propulsion researcher at the California Institute of Technology and a founder of the JPL. Parsons led a double life as an avid occultist and Thelemite follower of the English ceremonial magician Aleister Crowley. He's the leader of Lodge of Crowley's Magical Order, Ordo Templi Orientis. He let rooms in the house only to tenants who he specified should be atheists and those of a bohemian disposition. Hubbard befriended Parsons and soon became sexually involved with Parsons' 21-year-old girlfriend, Sarah.
Nice.
Despite this, Parsons was very impressed with Hubbard and reported to Crowley, "Hubbard is a gentleman. He has red hair, green eyes, is honest and intelligent, and we have become great friends. He moved in with me about 2 months ago, and although Betty and I are still friendly, she has transferred her sexual affection to Ron. Although he has no formal training in magic, he has an extraordinary amount of experience and understanding in the field. From some of his experiences, I deduce that he is in direct touch with some higher intelligence." There you go. So someone said it, and it was Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons claimed that LRH is in direct touch with a higher intelligence.
Nice.
So we can't say no one ever did.
Interesting.
Possibly his guardian angel, which we'll remember to talk about in the next episode. I didn't finish the letter. This is the guardian angel. He describes his angel as a beautiful winged woman with red hair, whom he calls the Empress, and who has guided him through his life and saved him many times. He is the most thelemic person I have ever met, and is in complete accord with our own principles. Hubbard, whom Parsons referred to in writing as, is that Frauder H? I think so, I'm assuming so, became an enthusiastic collaborator in the Pasadena OTO, which is Ordo Templi Orientis, I think. The two men collaborated on the Babylon working, a sex magic ritual intended to summon an incarnation of Babylon, the supreme Thelemite goddess. It was undertaken over several nights in February and March 1946 in order to summon an elemental who would participate in further sex magic. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As Richard Metzger describes it, Parsons used his magic wand, that's in quotes, the magic wand part, to whip up a vortex of energy so the elemental would be summoned. Translated into plain English, Parsons jerked off in the name of spiritual advancements, while Hubbard, referred to as the scribe in the diary of the event, scanned the astral plane for signs and visions. The elemental arrived a few days later in the form of Marjorie Cameron, who agreed to participate in Parsons' rites. What? Soon afterwards, this is like their goddess they summoned is like a woman that arrived later that they like agreed to do their like sex magic rituals with them. Soon afterwards, Parsons, Hubbard, and Sarah agreed to set up a business partnership, Allied Enterprises, in which they invested nearly their entire savings, the vast majority contributed by Parsons, who was like the rich rocket scientist engineer. The plan was for Hubbard and Sarah to buy yachts in Miami and sail them to the West Coast to sell for profit. I'll just skip the rest of this. Fucking Hubbard took the money and ran.
What a guy. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. It's he masturbated onto magical tablets.
I mean,
Isn't that pretty
I
awesome?
mean, that's badass, but wow. I
do you
just
know
can't believe I'm
that,
reading that.
Sex magic is a thing. Like, people do practice sex magic
Oh, sure.
because, I mean, there are a lot of emotions and feelings and everything involved in that, and those have powerful energy that can be used into spells that they do. So, I mean, I'm not dogging them. This just seems like a really weird and elaborate sex magic ritual. Way more weird than I've ever heard.
It's really strange. I don't know, kind of just the web that, like... you guys haven't seen Twin Peaks. I was going to say there's... Whatever. We don't talk about Judy. I was going to talk about Judy, but we don't talk about Judy. Never mind.
You're not allowed to talk about it.
I would like to add on the Wikipedia, it says what song was playing while he masturbated onto the tablets.
What? What song?
It says, during which he masturbated on the magical tablets, accompanied by Sergei
Sergei Prokofsky's Second Violin
Concerto, yeah. Written in 1935.
Bro, I'm going to edit in some of that right now.
So
All
fucking
right, well,
nuts.
that's awesome. Maybe I'll like close with that song. Unfortunately, everywhere I could find this song was like protected by Warner Brothers or something, so that's a battle I chose not to fight in this instance.
Okay.
I do want to I did some deep dive into other countries and what they
Oh yeah?
consider Scientology, and I do know it says other countries have refused to legitimize the faith. Germany has barred Scientologists from holding public office, while in 2009 a French court found the church guilty of fraud but stopped short of banning it altogether. So, it does talk about how they say they have like 11,000 churches, missions, and groups in 184 nations, and the movement welcomes more than 4.4 million new people each year. But scholars and outside observers of the movement say the number of practicing Scientologists may be lower than the church claims, possibly numbering in the hundreds of thousands worldwide. So
That reminds me,
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you guys we got 5 million downloads on our first episode.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's totally true too.
Are you pulling a Scientology?
No, it's for real.
My heart skipped a
I gotta
beat for
go.
a moment. For one moment, I was like, wait.
No, I wish. I think we got like 30 so far.
Holy shit. It's
It's
more than
not
mine.
good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
It was like forecasting higher for this one too. But sorry, Sydney.
no,
what?
I was just saying it does sound like there is some inflation of numbers. I mean, I know this isn't the only lawsuit or like court battle that they've had, but just how in other countries they have been brought into court for things.
Oh yeah, that's for episode 2, baby.
Yeah.
The actually like the weirdest. That's for episode 2, baby. I gotta remind myself.
But back to this sex magic and all that stuff. That's
Yes. Back to the sex magic. Sorry.
that's just some crazy stuff. Like
Parsons jerked off in the name of spiritual advancement. That's a quote.
Do you think you could get off next to L. Ron Hubbard?
I mean, maybe.
I mean,
Depends on how good Sergei Prokofiev's second violin
You just-
concerto is.
Get lost in the music.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
there's L. Ron Hubbard isn't beside me. Like,
I feel like it depends on what he's doing too. Like if he's really like intently watching, or like maybe he's just like over there. Like
ew. I didn't even think about that. I was picturing him in like a trance-like state, like fucking ascended, like,
Yeah, like
and the other dude's like bringing the power, and LRH is bringing the mind.
yeah.
Oh, they
I
said
mean,
Hubbard scanned the astral planes for signs and visions while he was masturbating.
So, he
So
was
James is actually
probably-
right.
Yes. Yeah. I was also like,
Fucking nuts. Oh my god.
he could also say he was doing that, but like, how do you know that he wasn't like sitting there intently watching him masturbate onto these magic tablets?
That is true. I appreciate the devil's
Yeah,
advocate.
that's- well, come on. We can't do that to everything.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta bring in the devil's advocate, but like,
You think maybe he was like opening his eyes like a little bit from the astral plane, and
yeah,
or maybe like
but if he was just
sneaking a peek?
describing himself as being in the astral plane, then that definitely means he's probably like meditating or in some like like
Actually, I just checked my Akashic records, and there's no evidence of LRH being in the astral plane on that date.
I mean, who knows? This is coming from we weren't there. We don't know what was happening in that room.
Oh
It's
my
true.
gosh.
But God, the picture that the Wikipedia article painted, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, really, the fact that this woman just appeared, like, she just came and they were like, yeah. come join us, come be a part of this. And she was like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll do it.
I should look into that more. I am curious of if that woman was like a Crowley follower that they became associated with soon, or just someone that happened into their lives, like who she was. But yeah, it was very surprising to me that they attempted to summon like a sex god, and then whatever, man. This is weird.
Yeah,
like
we opened up a whole nother can.
I'm going to assume that they, in this instance,
she was an
what?
occultist of Aleister Crowley.
Like at that point.
Yes. She was an
that's
American artist,
less exciting.
Poet, actress.
Did they just
and
like
occultist.
go grab someone then?
And she was married to Jack Parsons.
Wait. You're talking about Sarah, right?
Oh,
no, this was
my bad. Sarah. My bad.
Oh no, we were talking about the woman who was summoned, or
Yeah, I was talking about he discovered that Marjorie Cameron.
the one they believed to be the elemental.
Yeah.
wild stuff. Well, I'm glad we got to that part at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna stop reading this because I'm just gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Well, we got through most of the like second page of literally 5 on the document I put together. So yeah, we got episode 2 at least on this.
Nice. Yeah, we're like halfway through. That's actually perfect.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop.
Let's go. Well, I had a lot of fun.
Well,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to
this
record number 2.
This thing's been really interesting, and like I said, I didn't know much about Scientology. Like I just heard like, whoa, weird thing, But like finding out like how many like different like levels of weird there was to it, it's very interesting, and that it still exists. And like, I can't, like, I'm about to go on this rant again, but like I gotta just save it for next time.
You're all good, brother.
Check out, subscribe to. No, it's not subscribe. Follow. Is it? Can you subscribe on Twitch? Follow Dion
You cannot
Cook Media
subscribe
on
to me because I am not an affiliate yet.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm not Twitch affiliate yet, so you can't subscribe. But if you come and follow me
Well, follow,
and
follow,
watch,
follow.
I might become an affiliate, and then you
Donate.
can subscribe.
Follow and tip.
Yeah, he has some cool tips that he does.
Yes, we have a whole list of different stuff we do for our tips. So it's not just thanks for the 5, appreciate
And I've been
it.
there.
Yeah.
He really does it.
Yeah, and
You did the well, Sydney, you did the taro. You ate the
last dab hot sauce. Yeah, somebody donated
yeah.
$50 and I ate the last dab hot sauce from Hot One. Shout out Sean Evans.
I think if I donate a few more times, I think I can pass their number 1 spot and get back to
For real though. It banks your donations too, so you're like close to it. So it'll keep adding on. It's not like you have to do a one-time like $51 and you'll beat it. So yeah, I mean,
I'm coming for you, whoever.
That's my friend. We'll just call him Salads. I don't want everybody to go after him. We'll just say my boy Salads. He's got some competition.
That was that guy that was like recording fake racist YouTube videos, right? with her boob coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
We that is a nickname for my friend. Not my friend is not the racist guy. Just so everyone knows, but we call him that because it's funny.
And don't.
All right.
But yes, that is the guy. You're thinking of Joey Salads. That's correct.
Follow Wasting Time on Spotify, and then
Wasting Space Time.
Wasting Space Time. I'm sorry.
I also added it to my link tree. So if you go to any of my socials and go to my link tree, Wasting Space Time's on there.
Hell
It says
yeah.
Wasting Space Time, hosted by James. So any of My socials are James Socials. You will find it.
Yes, and make sure to follow.
Wait,
And I don't know about Apple Podcasts.
there's a follow on Apple Podcasts, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
there is.
And leave a rating and review.
Yeah, do
It'll
it.
help
Do it.
James out a lot.
I don't think anyone did it. Somebody please leave a review.
I've never gotten a rating on mine either. I don't think.
Yes, do all of it. Do all three.
Yes.
Rating, review, and follow.
If you're even hearing this, you're a real one.
Yeah, for real. But the ratings will help out a lot. That's how it climbs the
Yeah,
ranks.
for sure.
It's just like liking on YouTube. It's the same thing. It'll help us get into the algorithm.
Yeah, listeners, we don't want to be playing a numbers game, but we got to be playing this numbers game. So please give us your numbers.
Yes, sir.
Leave a like and a comment and a review and a rating, and yeah, that's good enough for me, actually.
Just everything. Just everything.
Go do everything on the internet right now.
Right. And yeah. All right, well, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This was fun, and yeah, we'll have to get back soon for the second part of this, because
It's
kind of
some
hanging.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, you're in for a wild one.
Yeah. It's a big I kind of imagined that this would happen because there's so much to talk about. But, yeah.
All good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.